guys, good morning. I hope everybody had a good sleep. Welcome to Coffee with Kara. Cheers to you for making it to another day. And funny story. Hold on. So, I started using this new program, which I have no clue and clearly need people to teach me how to do it. So this program is supposed to be streaming to all of the accounts that I have, but apparently I was in the wrong part and I was just filming myself these last few days, and I thought it was going out to everybody, but apparently it wasn't. So I'm hoping that my team has fixed that for me, and yeah, I should probably not try and do everything myself. I really feel like I'm capable, but sometimes I do get lost in the shuffle, especially when it depends on electronics. Anything with the electronics. So I'm gonna just gonna make sure again I'm not just talking to my camera this time. Let me see if I'm live to my peeps. I'm going to check it this way and see if I can do it like that. You guys, it has been quite the time over here with all those storms and all the stuff going on. I don't know what happened, but it freaked out our plumbing system, and we have had like a torrential downpour in our, we call it the Cove because we transformed it into like a woman cave, if you will, more like a place for me to do my art and crafts and stuff like that. But yeah, it's now looks like a swimming pool area. So I'm just checking to see if this is live or not. Since I try to learn from my mistakes. I try not to be a repeat offender. So if I've messed up in life, I try to just go back and fix it. So I don't want to also be doing the same thing I just did the last few days, which I didn't know about it until last night when I had time finally to go and check on my pages and realize that my streams weren't up. So I guess I just been streaming to the program that's here. It's called Restream. I don't know if anybody's used that before, but I will take any knowledge on that. So I'm just go on here and just let me check. But today we're going to start out with a motivational, as you guys know, Coffee with Kara, motivational mornings. And I just want to make a strong point that, sorry, I'm trying to see if I'm live or not. I don't know how to even check that, you guys. It's terrible. You don't have to be religious or believe in God to believe in the power of a positive message. So these are just positive messages that I'm reading out to you guys, and take it for what it's worth, I guess is how to look at that. Let me see if I'm able, because I know I'm not going to be able to see any of your comments if it's going guys properly. So I might just have, okay, I think it is. I think I'm doing this. I think I'm doing it right. Last few days I have literally been streaming to this new program and thinking that it's going out to everybody, and it's not. I'm just streaming to myself. So, I guess it was good practice, but I will have to go in and repost those so you guys can catch up on where we are today, which is August 14th. Hi, welcome. I'm sorry I can't see who's joining. I'm gonna work on this, I promise. Okay, like I said, it doesn't have to be something that just take it for what it is. I'm not here to try and convert you in any kind of way. I'm just reading a positive message because this book has found its way into my life from the Hugh family. A friend of mine, Holly Hugh, got me this book, and every year it's like the cycle of life, right? So I don't know if you can see it with all these lights around. There we go. That's it. But it's kind of like the zodiac wheel, or the cycle of life. Like even in mass, we read through the missal the same thing every day throughout the year, of every day of the year. So it's like the cycle of life knowledge, and it's really interesting because this is my third year going through this book, and it's so strange that when it come to the date that it's on, like if I would have read that this knowledge, or the what it gives me, the motivational, maybe like the day before or 2 days before, it wouldn't make sense. But each day it does make sense, so it's kind of freaky in that way. I like it. I like the feeling of, even though we can't see our angels, or we can't see the people that are helping guide our lives, that they're still there, and they're still, helping us through each day, even though we can't see them. So this one is August 14th. Let's just dive into this. It's called Limitless, which I love because recently I've been feeling this way, and I don't know if you have, but you can make a comment, and hopefully I'll see it on this new platform. I'm trying to figure it out. So this says August 14th, limitless. Again and again they limited God, preventing him from blessing them. Continually they turned back from him and provoked the Holy One of Israel. They forgot his great love, how he took them by his hand, and with redemption's kiss he delivered them from their enemies. And this is what it's talking about. Do you struggle with where you fit in? Are you on a hunt to find your purpose? Do you feel like you've changed, and the purpose you thought God had for you seems vastly different now? It can be so confusing, can't it? When we think our purpose is unclear, we can easily become blind to God's capacity. God has no capacity. We serve a God without limits. He tells us that in him, anything is possible. You don't need to have confidence in what you can do, only in what he can accomplish through you, which is pretty powerful. He is capable of absolutely anything, and his plans for you run deep. So even though you don't understand what might be going on in your life at the moment, if you trust in the process and just keep plugging away and thinking of the positive and trying to live your life in the best way, he's going to come through for you. And this is the prayer it gives you. Father God, I know that I continually stray from the path that you have intended for me. I know that just like Israel, I turn my back on you time and time again. Your mercy is boundless, Lord, and I am blessed to have received it. So I think that's pretty powerful. Just reminding him that, hey, I know that I have forsaken you. I have turned my back on you. I have, cursed you, but I'm only human, and I ask for forgiveness, and I want to be back on the right path. Please help me. So I think that that's a pretty cool message, regardless of what your affiliation is with religion or what. It's still just a powerful, positive message. And I hope that you could take something from that today. Now, let's get back into what we got going on right now. Is the 30-day healthy weight challenge, which I have been talking about, but I guess you guys have not been seeing it because I don't know, it's just streaming to this here program, Restream. Now I'm gonna have to restream. Oh, maybe that's why it's called Restream, because you think you're streaming, didn't stream, so now you have to restream. Might need to find a new program because I don't want to keep saying the same things over and over and over. Hold on, more coffee. I don't know if any of you have kids that have started back to school. That means your schedule changes and you start back to school. So it's been a lot of shuffling around, especially with the situation going on in it's a garage, but we transformed it. Me and a dear friend, Miss Amy France, helped me renovate this garage into a little art haven, if you will. So now that little art haven where we go and kind of like a woman cave, if you will, a place to go and kind of hang out and do some artsy stuff or just chill and have some girl time. It's very girly in there. Coming from a house that has most boys in it, like I had my husband, then I had two sons before I had my daughter. So it was all boys, even the animals were boys. So I really needed to have my own space, and that's why we transformed that space into a little Carolat Cove. That's what my sister named it, Carolat Cove. Put my name in it, Carolat, Cara. Get it? Come on, Carolat. But yeah. So now Carolat Cove is under construction. Now that the water, I didn't even know. Okay, so it's like it must be from a pressure thing because though all of a sudden all the toilets just started making like some crazy noise, like like it was constantly running. And then the big tank in the Carolat Cove is the water heater, I think. That started making some crazy noises, and then water from this pipe that goes down the outside, which I thought, where does this pipe supposed to lead? Because it just kind of cuts off, and that thing was flooding. So that can't be good. That can't be good. Thankfully, everything in there is on wheels. I put like all the furniture and everything on wheels. So when it's good, I'm gonna like when everything's cleared back up, I'll give you guys a little tour on what to, oh my gosh, what happened to the screen? On what, there we go. You guys, I did it. You guys, I figured it out. Come on. You doubted me. Actually, I doubted myself. But I did it. Okay. So back to, you guys, come on. This is like, it's not easy doing this whole thing. What I'm trying, okay, so before I had like, I was like, okay, let me use my son's phone and other my other kid's phone. We still have a phone here for his. Let me use those phones and my phone, and then I can sync them all up to different streaming platforms and stream it like that, so I can stream all these places at the same time. And then somebody was like, they make programs to where you can do that. So I've been setting that up, but apparently I haven't done it correctly because I've been streaming to you guys and you guys, it's not been on. I just checked my pages last night. So yeah, sorry about that. Now that feel like I've got this right, because this definitely looks different. So, hopefully I did it. Hopefully I did it right. Hopefully I did it correctly. All right, let's talk about the 30-day healthy weight challenge. Anybody? 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 Okay, so there are 3 stages. Well, really 2. I don't know too many people that are going into that 3rd stage unless you're just like, you like have been doing this for like a while and you can do it. You can do this 3rd stage. But it's a beginner stage and then the intermediate stage. The advanced is like, it's difficult. But it's only 30 days. So I know that there was a 75-day challenge per my college student told me about that, and it's very hard, very difficult. Also, a couple of my friends who have tried it and said, they made it like a week. But I feel like, small feats go and turn into big rewards. If you feel confident about, okay, I only had to take out soda today or sweet tea. I feel like if you can handle that, then you're proud of yourself for doing that for the day. Then you're like, okay, I can do it another day. And so by the time you're done with that week and you get your cheat, you get to have it back in. I'm hoping that you have already felt the difference of what it feels like to not have those things in, like to not have the soda and the sweet tea, and you've already seen a change. I've had somebody go on just taking out just sweet tea, and lost like 12 to 13 pounds in that week, just removing sweet tea, still eating all the other stuff, but just removing that 12 to 13 pounds. I'm sorry, you guys, this like fingernails driving me crazy. I got my clippers over here. I've been doing a lot of filming for the Kara Christensen TV page, and that is for like more of like the beauty stuff, how to put on a quick daily makeup, how to how to contour, how to do eyebrows. I even tried out those tattoo eyebrows, you guys. No, I mean, if you have no eyebrows or hardly any eyebrows, it would probably work nicely. I mean, they come in so many colors, shapes, and sizes. You definitely want to find something that works for you. Most of them that I saw on the Amazon at least had like several different sizes and styles in the same color. So you pick whatever the color is best for you. If you got blonde hair and you're going black, it does look a little crazy. I knew that was going to happen. But some people can really pull that look off. But some of these eyebrows are super, super bushy. So, but the thing is if you have a lot of hair and you're doing those eyebrows, then it doesn't stick to your skin because it's trying to fight its way through the eyebrow. So, but if you don't have a lot of hair there and you have, circa 1980s waxed and plucked those puppies out, then you might really love these because they looked really cool, the part that stuck to my face. Because I recently did a little wax job and kind of pulled a little too much off of my eyebrows. So I was like, you know what, let me give these a shot. This is the perfect time to do that. And I'm always trying to figure out how to do things on my own because I like to learn and I like to use my skills and I like to try and figure things out on my own. Probably because, when I was growing up in a single parent household, my father was always, busy helping, and he owned rental properties. So he's usually helping a tenant like fix something in their house. So very handy when it comes to fixing things and building things and that type of thing. But he wasn't always readily available to do what I needed, and I wasn't patient enough to wait. So that being said, I just started learning how to do things on my own. And it's really served me a great purpose because now I'm able to teach my kids the same thing. Like my little, about 6-year-old, 7-year-old, her friends will come over and, I love to cater to them, but Caroline is the one who's trying to cater to them. I'm like, oh, I can do that for you. Oh, I can fix that for you. Oh, I can get that for you. So she is a product of she's a little mommy and I love it. But I just feel like if we allow them to learn it and we teach them, then, they're capable of more than we give them credit for. And it's very helpful. It's super helpful when your child can go and get their own thing that they need and not have to worry about coming to you. Not that it's a worry. I know being a parent is a blessing, but sometimes, you're busy and they have trouble with patience. And that was like me as a kid. I didn't want to wait, so I figured it out. Like, I just learned how to do the things myself. But I feel like that's a blessing because now I feel like I can figure out pretty much anything other than this here electronic system where I'm supposed to learn how to operate on the back end of using these these systems. It's very difficult for a creative brain. I feel like you have to have one of those analytical minds and very black and white on things. Then you can computer programming and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not, I'm like literally pen and paper gal. That's how I like to handle it. That's how I like to do it. My husband always be like, but you got notes in your phone. You could just put it in there. I'm like, ugh, I don't like to constantly be on that thing. I don't. It drives me, it makes me, I don't like to feel like that. I like to feel kumbaya and cool and chill. That's how I like to feel. I also like to feel like I know that I'm talking to someone out there and I'm not all doing the same thing I just did the last 2 days, which I will post those because we have got some great topics in there. But I was wondering why I didn't see, I just thought that's how the program was, that you stream out, and then I was going to figure out how to see the feed so I can actually talk to people. But lo and behold, it wasn't streaming at all. So hopefully this one's different. I have my phone up over here. It does say live, but not showing me much past that. So I'm going to see if I can get someone to write something, because I don't know if you are writing things or you are here and I'm not responding. I'm so sorry. I'm not seeing it. I might just go back to old school, put all the devices up and just stream separately that way, because that makes me feel good that I can see and I can address you guys when you come in, and I can answer your questions in real time, because that's what a live stream should be all about, is live interaction, right? I mean, seriously. Let's just see if I can get that. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is old school like that, but electronics can get a little shifty, especially there's so many different things. I don't know if anybody else here has gone into the professional version of Facebook, but I call it the metaverse because it's called Meta Business Suite, and it's a lot to learn. I feel like I'm like back in college and I need to take like a computer programming class, because it is so many things. Thank goodness I have a sweet team of people that are helping me to fulfill this dream and this journey, but I am definitely a slow burner when it comes to these things. So let me just tell you, let's talk about the 30-day healthy weight challenge. Okay, so the beginner week one, okay, is going to be, what I want to do is like start not just the workout part, but your eating schedule. So eating in a 12-hour window. So this is the very, very beginner stage. Like if you haven't done anything like this before, you haven't like been doing workouts or eating healthy or whatever, this is for like getting back on track. Okay, so getting back on track would be starting out with just the first week. Remember, this is a 30-day challenge, so pretty much 1 month. So the first week, just eating in a 12-hour window. That means like from the moment that you take your first bite to the moment that you take your last bite is 12 hours. 12 hours in between. That's it. It's all 12-hour window. Then the second part of that, in that same week, I want you to start doing the apple cider vinegar drink in the morning and one at night. So that's just the tablespoon and a 12-ounce, or you can put 2 teaspoons and an 8-ounce. So yes, that in the morning and that in the afternoon. 2 of those. One in the morning, I'm sorry, not in the afternoon, one before you go to bed. So then we're working on cleansing out all the junk that's in your body. So for this 30 days, it's like a 30-day reboot, like a reset. Cleanse it out and bring back in all the good. So if you've got inflammation, you've got problem with your joints, you're tired, you're irritable, you got mood swings, you got swollenness around your eyes, And so, I mean, so many things. Like, it helps so many things. You've got thin nails, your hair, like skin, a whole gamut. Especially, this is really good for teenagers that you have that are going through hormonal changes, or if you've got menopause friends that are going through menopause. This is a really good way to reset, reboot, and just cleanse your body through the inside out. Literally, I'm trying to tell you, like, helping you from the inside out. Because it's not just about your physical appearance on the outside. It's what do you look like, what do you feel like on the inside to help you look the way you want to on the outside, right? So if we keep putting all the toxins in there, which is easy to do, especially if you're an emotional eater like I am, it's difficult. It's difficult to stay on track all the time and, have like a constant go at it. But this 30-day healthy weight challenge that I have is definitely going to help you reset and reboot and get that metabolism working for you again. And a big part of that is your eating patterns, your eating habits. You see Veronica back there, you guys. Veronica did a little photo bomb. That's my mannequin that I practice with my hair and my makeup when I don't want to do makeup going this way. I turn it around and do it the other way. Okay, so you're taking out any of the first week, you're shrinking your window, right, to 12 hours. This is for beginners. Shrinking into 12 hours, and then you're doing the apple cider vinegar drink in the morning and in the evening. Then you are, right before you go to bed, and then you are going to take out any sugary drinks. This is just the first week. Take out any sugary drinks, any of the drinks that are like, I don't even care if it's diet drink, regular soda, any sugary drinks, like even the processed juice. You think the juice is good, but the juice also has like high fructose corn syrup in it and that whole thing. So, taking all that out. And then that's it. That's all I want you to do for the first week, plus a workout. So you can do one of my workouts. I've got a lot of beginner workouts, or you can join me on the live workouts, assuming that the stream is actually going live and I did it properly. So you can join me on a workout. I got beginner workouts at 11, and then I have advanced and intermediate at 12. Okay, so you join in one of those workouts, and then that's it. First week, beginner level, just apple cider vinegar in the morning, apple cider vinegar before you go to bed, shrinking that eating window to 12 hours, doing one of the workouts. Easy peasy. Taking out all those sugary drinks. That's it. Eat the rest however you want. Because week 2, now you're going to now you're going to shrink your window to 10 hours. Okay, so you're just dropping 2 hours, which you should already start feeling better once you start taking those sugary drinks out. So you already should be in a much better, feeling better, sleeping better from taking those. And you probably lost some lbs if you're doing that first week and you're taking those sugary drinks out and you're doing your apple cider vinegar. Your fingers might be less swollen. You might be less puffy around the eyes. Like you're sleeping better. You're gonna feel a difference. Trust me. Just try. It's only 7 days. Just trust me on that first 7 days. So after those 7 days, the next 7 days, you're still going to do those things. You're continuing on. But on that Sunday, you get a cheat. So you can have whatever it is that you gave up. One of the things that you gave up. Okay. So on Sunday, you want to have a Coke or whatever it is, a sweet tea. You can have the one. Savor it. Don't down it. If you feel like you're not going to be able to get back on track, if you do it, don't do it. If you're feeling so good and you're like, you know what, I'm going to see how far I can take this, then just keep going. Keep it out of your system. But this is a beginner stage, and if you need to have it, because I want it to be successful. I don't want you to like get halfway through and say, never mind, I can't do this. So if having that on Sunday helps you stay with the rest of the program, perfect, do it. So by week 2, you're going to go down to the 10-hour window. And in the 10-hour window, now you're going to take out the starchy, carby, salty snacks. So you're taking those foods out. Okay, so now you're taking out soda, and now you're taking out the starchy, like potato chips or French fries or, I don't know, something like that. Stuff like that. We don't need it. You don't need that. So that's week 2. Okay, you're still doing the apple cider vinegar in the morning and the evening, and your window is now at 10 hours, which is still a lot of hours to eat food. So that's going to be, so now you're cutting out the salty stuff. But you can have that in week 1. not cutting anything out there, just the sodas. Week 2, cutting out the chips and the, starchy, carby stuff. And then week 3, you're going to just stay. Remember, on Sunday, you can have a little cheat if you want a bag of chips or whatever. Week 3, you're going to stay on that pattern. Just sticking it out, but I'm changing your window. Your window is going to 8 hours, okay? And then same thing, just sticking that out until week 4, your final week, and you're going to have a 6-hour window and no snacking. You're only going to have 2 meals. That's going to be either breakfast and a big lunch or a big lunch and a small dinner, okay? So I got all of this stuff up on a page so you guys can see what it looks like. But the beginner stage, and that's it, and you're done, and you're complete, and you're reset, and you're going to be feeling so much better. I promise you. I promise you. You would have lost weight. You probably lose inches because you're going to be doing a workout each day, a little thing. It doesn't even have to be a workout like I'm doing workouts. You can just walk. You can get out and walk. Like, even if you have like a walking pad at home, you haven't even used it in a long time, or a treadmill or any kind of thing. You want to walk in place, you can walk in place. You can stand there and just march in place. Or you can do one of my beginner level chair workouts. So, I mean, you got options. You got options. And there are only, some of them I do are only like 4 minutes or 5 minutes. So it's not like a very long workout. You can do more, but you're still, if you do that 4 minutes or that 5 minutes, you're still getting a great workout and it's going to be good for you. So, with that being said, the beginner 30-day is such a good thing to keep on hand so you can have something that you know is going to reboot you. If you're like, if you've just been, when you've like been going to town on your body and drinking too much, eating all the wrong foods, not sleeping enough, not working out. I mean, are you hearing like check, 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 check? I mean, it's a lot, right? There's a lot of different things that you can be doing to damage your body. So 30 days, it's not a whole lot. So 30 days, you can join in the challenge and let me know how you're doing. Even after the first week of just cutting out, all you're doing is shrinking your window and just cutting out those sodas. Let me know on day 7, like, how much weight did you lose? How do you feel? Like, how is your body reacting? Is it because I've never put somebody on this that hasn't had such a positive response. So I would love to hear from you and see how it's going for you. But if you are, that's easy peasy and you already eat healthy anyway and you're looking for like a level up, so then you're going to go into the advanced stage and the intermediate. I guess you could say intermediate or advanced. And this is what it is. So week 1, you're going to also do the apple cider vinegar in the morning, 1 tablespoon with 12 ounces in the morning, and 1 right before you go to bed. First thing when you wake up, and first thing right before you go to sleep, before you brush your teeth, and then that's it. Apple cider vinegar. And for week 1, for the advanced, intermediate, advanced, well, let's just call it intermediate because advanced is a little more strict. So the week 1 for the intermediate is you're shrinking your window. You're going to do 2 meals and 1 snack. So you're going to have 2 meals and 1 snack, all healthy, obviously. If you're already doing that, then you're going to be in the advanced. And that would be going down to OMAD. So you're going to do OMAD, NOMAD, OMAD, NOMAD, which means OMAD is 1 meal a day. So OMAD. So OMAD is that. And then NOMAD, obviously, is no meals a day. So that gives your body time. This is only if you have something like a fat for your body to already feed on. Like if you have no fat for your body to feed on, I probably wouldn't suggest doing that because you need to have, the whole point of this is lowering your insulin level and letting your body have time to process what you already have going on. If you look down at your body and you've got plenty for it to eat, then let it eat it. Let it have time to eat it before you put more in your mouth. And it's a very difficult thing to do. You have to find a way to occupy yourself, pick up a hobby, do some knitting, do some woodwork out in the yard. Like you have to find ways to occupy your mind, because your mind is going to say, I'm hungry and I want to eat. But that's not the case. It's actually, you're not hungry. Your body's got full of food and you need to let it eat on it a little bit. So my advice to you would be find something to do to occupy your mind and let that feeling pass, because it will pass. And it's when the body's so smart, you guys, so smart. And it's used to having your food coming in, so it's automatically going to put that acid into your stomach. And so you'll hear like the grumbly noises and your mind is like, oh, I'm hungry. No, it's just your body is preparing you. It knows that you're about to throw that food in there. So if you just ignore it, it will go away. Sometimes it might make you feel a little nauseous. So if you do feel like that, you just breathe through it, through the nose and out the mouth, drink some water, go on a little like walk around your desk or get up and just walk outside. It will go away, I promise you. You can drink a little bit of water or your coffee or whatever you have in the mornings and let it pass, because or just sit still and breathe. It will go away and your body will adjust. It's going to take that first week for your body to realize you're not going to be eating the same. And then once it does, it's going to stop putting all that acid in your stomach, and then you're going to feel fine and you're going to feel full of energy and full of life. I promise. This is how our bodies are designed. It wasn't designed to just keep eating food. It wasn't. We were designed for, hey, sometimes you're going to have animals around to kill or berries around, hunters and gatherers, back in caveman time. Sometimes there's a feast and there's a famine, like sometimes where you can go so long without eating food. But I'm not supporting any kind of weird eating disorder kind of thing. I'm just simply explaining how the body is built to do. It's totally fine. If you look down and you've got plenty for it to eat, let it eat it. Let it eat that food. Just shrink your window and allow it to fast a little bit. So once you get past it and you start feeling better and your gut starts shrinking down and your energy is up and your bags around your eyes are less and you have more clarity, you're not so foggy and your mood is balanced, I want you to come back here and I want you to tell me, you were right. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But that first week is torture, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to throw it out there. But it doesn't mean that you can't. That's why I designed this 30-day healthy weight challenge, because it's a 30 days of a slow process, like slowly taking things out. If you feel like you're better at just cold turkey, like going all in, then jump up to the advanced, like just dive in if that's how you operate better, just like cutting it all out. But if you don't and you want to start somewhere small, then go to the 30 days of, start the 30 days through the beginner's stage and take it step by step, one little feet at a time, and you will see progress and you will feel the movement of it. But you just have to be patient with yourself and get out of your head, because your head is going to be like, oh no, your stomach's grumbling, you're hungry, you need to eat that. No, you don't. You need to stick to the plan, give your body time to process what's there, and then let it have time to heal itself. Because if you've damaged it for quite some time, like I know I've done in the past, it takes a minute for it to heal from all the damage that I put it through. So, but it can be done. It can be done. Just like a car, You let it go too long, it's got some issues, and now you've got a lot of work, but you just fix things one little thing at a time, and then you're going to get there. So, back to the advanced. Or intermediate, sorry. I keep wanting to put advanced above intermediate. So, sorry about that if I mess up. I'm talking about intermediate. So, intermediate week 2 is going to be 2 meals, no snacks. So, the week 1 is 2 meals, 1 snack. Healthy snack could be like, I don't know, cottage cheese, some Greek yogurt, some nuts, grapefruit, an apple, something like that. That's, to me, that's what I have for a healthy snack. But, so 2 meals and a healthy snack. That might be too much. You already might be not even down with that. If you want to jump in on the 2 meals, no snacking for week 1, totally fine. As long as you're doing the apple cider vinegar in the morning, 1 before you go to bed, and your window is just those 2 meals, whichever way you want to slice it. If you're only doing 2 meals, if I'm doing 2 meals, I like to stay in an 8-hour window. So if you want to pump that up and go into the 6-hour window or a 4-hour window, you totally can do that. But obviously, the more that your body fasts without having more to process, the better, obviously. Okay, so the week 2 is 2 meals, no snacks. And week 3 is you're doing a 2-1 alternation. So 2 meals one day, 1 meal the other day. 2 meals one day, 1 meal the other day. Like that, alternating the days. And then by week 4, you're going to do a 2-1 none. So 2 meals, 1 meal, no meals. 2 meals, 1 meal, no meal, and then you can have a cheat, and then you're done. That's the last week. If you really want to pump it up and you want to go advanced, then you'll do OMADs and NOMADs. So you'll alternate 1 meal a day and no meals a day. So 1 meal a day and no meals a day. I'm putting all this stuff up. I already put up one page, but if you guys have questions, please send me questions and messages, and I will get back to you and help you along this journey, because I know that you're going to feel so good. And I know sometimes over the summer, people are a little more lax with what they're doing, how they're eating. But I do feel like once you take that 30 days and you give it to yourself, I mean, think about how many days you took to damage and put damage in to your body. So 30 days is nothing to give back to it. Say thank you for showing up for me every day. I know I've done you wrong, but I am here and I'm ready to fix it. And please bear with me while we do that. So, it's one step at a time, one baby step at a time. Once you do it, you're going to feel so good, y'all. So good. And then you're welcome. Even though it's going to be torture, but there's going to get friends and family to do it with you. That's the one great thing that I have, is I have a good support. Like when I'm going on to it, then my husband's like, all right, let's do this. So it really helps when you have someone going through it with you, because in the hard days when you feel like you're going to break, it's good to have someone to bounce it off of. And I'm here. So, and you'll have other people here doing this with you and posting up. And we're here as a support system, as a team. So you can do it. You can get through it. Promise. You can even get on there and message and say, I'm about to break. I want some ice cream. I want this. And I'm going to say, no, you don't. Go look in that mirror and tell me why you need that ice cream. That's what it comes down to. We have so many people on all these medications for high blood pressure and, diabetes and all the things from what we put in our mouth. And I have helped many people get off of that stuff. Like borderline diabetics that are about to be diabetic, just fully take their control and their body back over and their life back over, just from this simple 30-day process that I do. So it works. I know it works, and it works on so many different people. Even a client in the past she doesn't have her thyroid and she doesn't have a gallbladder, and she's able to get in the best shape of her life. So it works. The process works. You just have to trust in it. You have to trust in it. You have to just do it. Because if you don't, then you'll never know what you're capable of, and then you'll be stuck in that rut. And life right now is already got so much crap going on, so there's already so much crap to deal with. So the last thing you want is to look in the mirror and feel bad about yourself, or not even in the mirror, just in general in your mind. You're just foggy and sad and depressed and low energy and all the things. You wake up, you've got swollen eyes, you're constantly inflamed in your joints, your back hurts, your joints are cramping up. This method will help all that stuff. I'm telling you right now. You'll feel better, your fingers will feel better, your mobility will feel better, all of it. It's going to feel so much better. I promise. If you just try it. You're going to see it. The proof's in the pudding, as they say. And it really is. I mean, pudding is not on your register here. It's not on the menu. But proof is definitely in the pudding. What's up, Bo? Oh, hi. Good morning. Cali, huh? In that California time. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, that's kind of early. So what? It's like 8. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. If it's 9, so is it 6? 6 o'clock when I start streaming for you there in Cali. Got it. Well, at least I know that I'm actually streaming now, because before I was not, yes, coffee, streaming to anyone. I just figured that out, that I was streaming to myself. It's 7 right now. Oh, yeah. But I mean, when I started streaming, it was at 9. So I think, or a little past 9. Sorry, y'all, because I was trying to figure this thing out. But I think I got it. Yeah. Let's go. So I'm going to start doing this live, you guys, in the mornings. So any questions that you do have about the 30-day challenge, please do ask me, because I'm here to answer it in real time, and no question is dumb. That's all I gotta say. And I know it's early in other parts of the country. You're right, though. It's 6 o'clock when I start the stream. But you know what? Some people are getting up at 6 o'clock that aren't retired. I know when I retire, I'm going to sleep until my eyes open up, and I'm going to be just fine with that. Because, having kids and having to get up and be on their schedule all the time. Yeah. Whoa. So, yes, this is if you have stigmatisms in your eyes and you wear blue blockers, then you can see better when you have a bunch of lights around you. And this room was rather dark and you couldn't see my face very well. So I put the lights, and then my eyes, I couldn't focus because of the shape of the back of the eyes is more like a football and not rounded. So it bounces light off differently. Would you say, oh yeah, you usually get up at 5? Oh my, that's probably, were you in the military? I think you were in the military. Usually that's how that goes. If you had to get up at a certain time early for a long period of time, yeah, then it becomes like a thing and you can't control it. Even if you go to sleep late, do you go to sleep late and it doesn't matter? You still will get up at 5? Is that like your rhythmic clock? Because that would drive me nuts. I can sleep if I want to sleep. My body is just, especially if it's storming outside or raining, it has like a big rainstorm. Ugh, there's nothing I want to do but stay curled up in my bed. It stays pretty cold in our house. I want to stay curled up in my bed and watch the movies. I love it. I love to stay like that. I'm not when I go out and putting the kids on the bus and I see all the people out there running, and I mean, kudos, because I'm oh, I'm still here in my jammies and barely awake, one eye open, bye, have fun at school. So I'm not cut from that cloth. I'm not. I'm a moonlighter. I'm a moon sign. That is my sign. So I tend to, my clock stays up late. Even though I force it to go to sleep early, it will fight me tooth and nail. It's just not built that way. My body's just not. There are people that my daughter, she's up at 5:36 and boom, she's like, let's go. The sun's out. It's a new day. Let's do it. Oh, look, you can see the heart. Can you see it? The heart light that my daughter picked out. Because my son said, everybody has the lights and that's how you see yourself. That's how people can see your face and you're not in the dark. Even though I have the lights on in this room, most people's lights aren't coming off of their wall. So they are helpful, but it's funny when you see them in the glasses. But yeah, that's my daughter. She likes to get up. My son, he can sleep till 3 p.m. if I let him. So I don't know. He's a Scorpio. I'm not sure if what sign he is or what's the symbol moon sign but he sleeps. So I don't know. Must be a moonlighter like me. I'm not totally versed in all the zodiac stuff, but I do follow, what I do feel like when I read someone's horoscope, or not horoscope, their zodiac thing, I feel like it's pretty spot on. Like some people's are nothing like me, and mine is nothing like some other people. So I don't know. I feel like there's got to be some kind of thing to it, right? I mean, the rhythm of life and God creating you for a specific purpose in life. Like I'm a Cancer, so I'm like a nurturer, healer type, and that really is who I am. It would be weird if I was someone different and then that was my read, like what my sign was about. So yeah, that's probably how I'm also can stay into myself and not feel like I always have to be around people. Like people think because I am an outgoing person that I constantly need to be around people, but I am so fine just being hanging out with myself and just having that time to reflect and I don't know, do me. Like I think it's important to spend some alone time. I know some people are alone all the time, so that sounds really crazy to say that, you know, it's hard it's harder when you're talking about it from the other side, right? Like people who have curly hair want straight hair, people who have straight hair want curly, like when you're saying to someone who's constantly alone that you really crave alone time and they really crave time with, I think it's balance. You need balance. And we're not meant to be alone as humans. We're meant to be around other people. And, and there's so many people in this world. So I hate when, there are people that are alone and can't find love. I wonder what the breakdown is for that. I mean, there's just so many people. How is it possible? Everybody's worth love. You're an Aries? Oh, that's my daughter. She's an Aries. Yeah. Well, she loves to get up in the morning. She's up like 6 a.m., ready to roll. She's like, the sun is out and we're gonna have a good day. She's like walking around, singing and dancing. Like her mind is full up. Like it literally takes my mind until I'm on here with you guys at 9 a.m. It takes my mind that long from the moment I wake up, like 6:30. Yeah, that's how long it takes my brain to be like, okay, fine, I'm doing it. I'm up, I'm waking up, I'm getting there. When you were a drinker, you get up in the afternoons, but for 16 years, oh, congratulations, I didn't know that. Congratulations, that's a big feat. 16 years of sobriety, I've been more of a morning guy and without the hangovers, yeah, right? Don't miss those. Me either. I do not. Like, even when I'm going out with the girls or having some girl time, I'm like, you know, a couple drinks and then I filter that water in between, and that's it. I do not want to feel that hangover and all that nasty. It's so funny because of my personality. Usually when, this is the mornings, but coming up on 17, congratulations. That's really awesome. No, for real though. I have a family member that is, I think a couple years in now, and it's been super good for that person. And it's a big feat. I don't want to say like food can be like that, like an alcohol addiction, but it can be for some people. It's an addiction. You feel like you have to eat it. I feel like there should be a food anonymous or something because it's damaging to your organs. It's bad for your health, food, and the type of food that you want to eat. It's not like people who have food addictions are going and having like celery and what I'm saying. It's an addiction to the yummy stuff. The fattening, like saturated with all the stuff that's gonna tear your organs up. That's the stuff that people with a food addiction want to have. I know I'm that person, and I feel the same. Like I have to, I feel like I need a chip every month that I make it without binging on something because of something emotional that's happened in the house with the kids or whatever. So congratulations. Yeah, it is. It's a life change. And that's what I say about the same thing about food is it's not a diet. I never like to say that word or approach these like food challenges with that word because diet is just to me like such a fad, like I don't know, a wishy-washy thing. Like, not wishy-washy, I guess it's not the right term, but what's happening here? There we go. It's like a hit or miss, like some people are on it for a few and then they're off of it. I like to say it's a life change. You can't approach this like, I know I'm doing a 30-day challenge, but I don't want it to be just 30 days. This should be something that resets your whole way of thinking about how you focus and how you live your life as a lifestyle change with this type of pattern. So it's not so much about, I don't know, only do 1,000 calories a day or whatever. It's about how to start shifting your body, cleansing it out first, and then going into the post of this, which is how you live your life, like a life change. You have to change the way that your relationship with food or your relationship with the thing that you were addicted to, whether it's alcohol or drugs. You have to change the relationship and the way you view it. It's like, do I really like who I am with that food or that alcohol or that drug? Do I like the state I was in? Do I like the person I was? Do I like, where I was in my life? Like, yeah, you maybe had some fun moments, but is it worth it in the end where you are and who you are and where and how far you've come? So you can still find excitement in things that don't include something that destroys your body. So, yeah, that's my preach for the day. But with the lifestyle change, you're right. It is a big commitment, but you feel once you get there and you feel the difference and you're waking up each day with a different mindset and a different just your whole body feeling, it's so worth it in the end. It's so worth it each day to make that conscious decision. And I feel like once people try it and give it a go, then they'll see the beauty in it and they won't want to go back. They wouldn't want to go back. And even if they do fall off, or even if people do fall off, hopefully they find their way back to something like this. Like a 30-day reset is pretty much just tackling all the damage you did to it, cleansing out the organs, resetting the metabolism, resetting your mental. Like it's a whole encompassing thing. So, I mean, even if you do fall off and people do fall off, it's, get back on. You just got to put one foot in front of the other and do these small feats. That's why I like to do it like this, like the 30 days of just this week, this is what we're going to tackle. Don't worry about anything else but this week. And then we'll step to next week. But this week, this is what we'll tackle. The next week, this is what we'll tackle. Like I like to do it in a step-by-step basis because I do feel like if you give people too much, like myself and a lot of people, if you put too much on, then it's like, okay, now I'm feeling overwhelmed and it's an easy shutdown button. It's like, just hit the button to, shut you down. So a little small feat, getting those big rewards is kind of where I feel like that's where the success lies. You'd never want to go back to drinking. Yeah, that's what my family member also says. Like once you're on the other side and and now you probably remember, yeah, one step at a time. You remember more and you're more coherent. That's what I was going to say. Like even when I go, my personality when I'm not in the morning and it's like sleepy brained, but when I'm out and I'm like feeding off everybody's energy and I'm excitable, like a lot of people think that even when I'm not drinking, that I'm drinking or that I'm like in some type of altered state because I'm just excited. I'm an excited about life person in general. So I think when I get out, people always think, how many have you had or how many, I need to catch up. I'm like, I haven't had anything. I'm just like super stoked to get out and be around people. And when you're eating good and you're feeling good and you're got all that energy, like you can still have your personality and who you are without having to, have it in an altered state. Doesn't mean that, it's just something that comes along with the territory of being in good health and in shape, is that you get to have your charisma back because you're not boggled down by feeling lethargic and tired and you just want to sleep and you're not really in the mood to talk or chat or whatever. So it's like, it's almost like a natural high of, whatever the choice of things that people wanted to indulge in. You just get, look here. You really want to get on a good mental flow. hit up this 30-day challenge, and it's the best, and it's free. It's free, you guys. You don't even have to go to the store and buy some or hit up a dealer. It's free. You guys got this. Anytime you want to hit that health high. Oh my gosh, that's what I should call it, a healthy high. That's it. Mm, a healthy high. Well, I'm glad that you're on that. Did you have your friends support you? Were people supportive in your life when you were starting on that process? Were they there for you and cheering you on? I'm sure people at that point were probably saying this might be a good idea for you. I know that was for my family member who went through it. I don't know if that person wants to be outed, so I'm going to keep that to myself. You got to work on your abs. Got to do all the workouts you recently posted. My lower back has two. Oh no. You know what you should do is good. That's awesome. It's good to have support. I mean, even if you threw it out here on Facebook or any platforms, people are generally excited for someone who's trying to better themselves. So I know that even if people don't have support at home or friends at home, I know if you post up your journey and trying to get on a better path, that people tend to want to be supportive of that because they know that it's a thing and it's out there, especially these days. Oh my gosh. The drugs that people are getting with the fentanyl, it's like not even worth. It just could be one bad thing, like one little time, and that's that. So I definitely feel like if you don't have a support group at home or support system at home, reaching out to people on social platforms and saying, "Hey guys, this is where I am and I want to get better and I need some support." I feel like you're gonna find that, and that to me I feel like is also a beautiful thing about, like, social media can be so bad and so good at the same time, because I do feel that it does give us more of a quick way to connect with each other and share those types of things and be able to be there to support one another. But also, there are there are some spoiled apples out there that want to tear you down. You just have to not focus on the few and pay attention to the many, because I do in general feel like there are more good people in the world than there are bad. So we have to remember that and give praise to that and try and be one of the masses of the good people that are trying to help the bad people get better, as if so to say. Bad back from the army. Oh yeah, I bet. I know. At least you came out with all your limbs and vision, and that's the back is fixable. Not that the limbs aren't, but until they figure out how to help humans grow limbs like lizards, back like lizards do, then we're stuck with the prosthetics. However, those prosthetics are really freaking cool. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the blade legs that go backwards. Oh my gosh. Or like the robo arm, like like crushed cans. Yeah, I know. AI. Scary. I was sober homeless in 2000. Oh wow. Yeah. I know, right? Outdoors, eventually things got better. Now life is great. Great. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That is really, I mean, I feel like, I don't know if you know much about other, like the big cities where there's people, so many people in tents and people that can't find work in the same kind of scenario. I've never seen some of these bigger cities that I used to enjoy going to now. It just breaks my heart because there's so many people living on the streets, like I'm not talking about like a couple. I'm talking about the like sidewalks are lined with tents and tents and tents. I mean, it's bad, and it's, hopefully, I don't know everybody's religion, but for me, I am religious, and I do feel like God needs to come and intervene and step in, and this is the time. Like, we need you now. Like, time to show up. This is this is not getting any better. There's wars and fighting, and everybody's like in conflict with one another, and I hate that. I really do. I'm like, come on, guys, we can all get along. We can all, find some common interest here. And, I don't like to fight. I'm not a confrontational, fighty kind of person. I want to find the love and the balance and the peace. And I really do feel like we need that more than anything. And I'm sure that was a really tough time for you to go through. And I'm glad that you're on the other side. And it takes persistence, and it takes not giving up on yourself. And the fact that you didn't go back into the, drinking after that is really inspiring, because when your moments are low, that's the time when you really have to dig deep and find that value in what you started with, what you started out doing, what your mission was, because it's so easy to go back the other way and just dive in and say, throw your hands up. And imagine you had done that, where you would be today if you didn't stick to your guns and stay sober, even in the face of adversity and times where many people would have given up. I will show you some stretches too, though, for that back, and some lower back strengthening. Do you have I know I just switched topics real fast, but I didn't want you to think that I forgot about you saying about the discs in the back. Do you have a foam roller by chance? Um, didn't set up. Oh my gosh, is Boston Market even still a thing? I used to love Boston Market, but I don't have them around here. Not where I am. I don't know if did they go out of business, or they still, they're still kicking it somewhere, but they don't have them here where I am in North Carolina. That's for sure. Yeah, you didn't. Well, that will also mess your back up too. The whole sleeping on the ground without any kind of support. Like when we just did the camping thing, like I brought freaking blow up mattresses, even though it was like so much extra to carry. I don't think I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna try those little things that look like a little bubbly pad that you step your foot on and it blows it up. I'm gonna at least try something like that. Those things were so expensive. I couldn't believe it, how expensive they were compared to a thick, nice blow up mattress, even though the blow up mattress is like this much to carry, and then the other little thing is like a little tiny capsule thing. But your sleep is so important, especially the older you get. Your back needs to be in a proper status, and I just didn't want the camping trip, to affect my physical to where I wouldn't be able to do the workouts and stuff with you guys. So stretching is huge, though. Like, stretching is huge. Stretching is like such a big deal. And with the ab thing, even if you're healthy and you're eating healthier and you work out, if you don't take the time to do ab specific days or workouts, you can do abs literally with every workout. But most people already spent their time on building their arms or their back or their legs, or whatever, and they kind of skip over the ab thing. But even if you took 5 minutes to do an ab with each workout, or even 3 minutes, just 3 minutes to do, just go to like an ab. I can show you the one I love that hits every avenue. Start it with no weights. Depends on how strong your abs are. But the decline, you put your legs over, the decline bench, taking a weight or no weights, just putting your hands behind. You have to have your hands up like this, like either a prayer or holding something, could be like a small weight or a dumbbell. Have to have your hands up like this, because if they're down, you're not really engaging the top abs. So you have to keep your hands up like this, so you engage those top abs every time you're coming up on that decline bench. and then sitting all the way up posture, and then going back down, and sitting all the way up posture, and then going back down. That, if you did like 3 sets of 10 and be done with every workout, that's going to be such a game changer for your abs, for guys, for sure. For women too, if you got that fupa. Girls, got that fupa. This is a good way to do it. Not everybody has a decline bench, so I will show you another method, which is holding that weight up top and then doing like a mule kick to the ceiling, and then pressing up with your body, rolling the legs back, mule kick, and then sitting up into a full crunch. I'll have to show some ab blaster jams, like a quick little, I don't know, story or a reel. But yeah, if you add that's one thing that you can add to literally every workout, unless you feel like there's a pinch or a tear. Like you could have like micro tears sometimes if you went too hard on it and you didn't give your abs long enough to heal. If you're going up and you feel like a pinch in your abdomen, you should stop and don't do abs for several days and let your body have time to heal. Drink some amino acids, let those amino acids go in there and kind of help build that area back up. Amino acids are so good. Do you drink amino acids like after you do a big workout? Because they're really good for helping your joints and rebuilding your muscles, and they're just really good. The VA taught you stretches, I'm sure. That's really cool that they have that program to teach people how to. Do they have like a rehabilitation center, the VA? My father-in-law, he was a Vietnam veteran, so, but he was doing, just even like a few years ago, P90X. I don't know if you know what that is, that workout program. I'm alternating my coffee with water because I don't want to restrict and dry out my organs too much. So I like to throw the hydration back in. Amino acids are like branch amino chains. It's a powder that you put in. I don't drink too many juices because there's so many juices that are filled with so much sugar and crap. But I will squeeze my own juice. That is the way I'll do it. But I get it, because for it to stay preserved and stay good in the bottle for so long, then it does something to the process. But amino acids in like the little powdery jam that you put into a drink. Some people put it in their water bottle when they're at the gym and they're just like constantly sipping on it. But I just like to, after the workout, just get it down and go through with that, get it over with, and let it get in there and just surge my body with all the goodness and help my body. I like to say, build my army up so my army can go in and, tackle it all up and help me recover quickly so I can get back in it and get back to it, because I don't have time to be sitting around and not being active. You have to stay active. If you don't stay active, as my grandma would say, if you don't stay active, then you die. She pretty much was always, she's so cute. She would have, love you, Grandma, but she would have this little disc thing. It's like a little disc when it had like a pole that came up from the front of it. I mean, it wasn't very big. It was just like a little thing, and it had a pole that came up with a little handlebar on it. And she would stand on this thing, and she'd twist her body back and forth. So she'd be standing here watching her show like this, twisting back and forth, just working on her abs. Or she had the little, the little bicycle thing that sits at the bottom of your chair. So she'd be riding that bicycle while she's watching her show, and then she'd get up on the thing and twist. So, I mean, there are little things. She always is staying active. She always is like, the moment you stop being active, that's the moment you die. So she, yeah, unfortunately, the Alzheimer's was what got her. But my grandma and grandfather were so cute together. They sat with their rocking chairs right next to each other and always holding hands. And even though she had the Alzheimer's and, repeated herself several times and didn't really know much of who was around her. He was always there to just answer the question, even if it was like 40 times over, and never made her feel bad about it or was like, you already asked me that. Never anything like that. Always with love. And I think that was just like such a good example of what true love is and true patience. He was also a preacher. So he opened the very first African American church, and he was 100% Cherokee Indian, and he opened the first African American church in Greensboro, North Carolina. So it was he was a good man, and he really just exuded that love and that gift of peace and acceptance and love through everything he did. He was always so patient. I never saw him yell or lash out. He spoke sternly when he was, trying to get a point across, but he was definitely such a beautiful person to learn from, and I miss them very, very much. But watching their love too, it can be difficult when you're with someone who is going through that, and you're tired and your patience is wearing, and you feel, you're going through your own journey with it, with the person that's actually going through it. So, everybody's got their moments, but he's definitely, I never saw that through him. So it helped me because my father was diagnosed with dementia a few years back now. And because of that situation with my grandfather, watching how he treated my grandmother, that patience and that kindness and that, acceptance of it was really helpful for me, learning how to navigate that with my father. So even though he mentions things several times or whatever, I don't know. I don't ever say like, Daddy, you already said that, or any kind of thing like I've seen other people do. And that's just from, them not knowing how to handle it. And I don't judge anyone. I'm not God, but everybody's on their own journey. And I just feel like if you can learn something good or something positive from someone that you look up to, then that's a blessing. You shouldn't just always learn from your own mistakes. You should definitely learn from the people around you, because there are plenty of people making more mistakes or more things around you than maybe you are, and you can just learn like, oh, I don't want that. Like my little girl, she'll see her brother get in trouble, and she's like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want them to get on me like that. So I think that's an important lesson. Your late grandpa was a pastor of the United Methodist Church there. Oh, really? In what area? Oh, really? In Greensboro? He went to high school there. No way. Okay. Wow. What a small world. How did you end up in California? You went really, really far away, huh? Did the army take you there? I mean, I hear that there's some pretty amazing places that you can go to, whether it's the army or the navy or any of the affiliations, like some amazing places that aren't within war's ground. But I've heard of being like stationed in Hawaii, and where's another place that you can go that's beautiful? I want to go to Hawaii so bad. My dad loves living there. Oh, you're in Ohio. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you're from Ohio. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were in California now, but you are. You're from Ohio. Gotcha. Ohio. I'm trying to think. What's Ohio known for? Everywhere's known for something, right? I think Florida is known for its heat and hurricanes. Yeah, I lived in the 40s. Okay. That would probably be. I don't think my grandfather was still preaching at that point, because he would have been retired 1950s. Yeah, but he's it's interesting because I think when he wanted to be white so bad that, he left the reservation. His family was very upset with him. He met my grandmother, which was probably a big reason of why he left the reservation. You do some crazy things for love, right? And she's Swedish. So here's this like tall, 6'4", 6'5", dark skin, dark hair, high cheekbones, Indian man with this little tiny, super pale and frail, blue-eyed, blonde-haired Swedish lady. And they were beautiful together. And so he left, and I think that because his father was an Indian chief, my great-grandfather, I think he really valued the leadership that he had and the messages that my great-grandfather would give to the tribe of, just being and just empowering them. And I think that he really drew to that. That's probably why he went and worked in the church. So he created his own church amongst people he probably felt more comfortable around, which was, people that were also feeling like they weren't fitting in because of the color of their skin. And he got a lot of flack for it, especially back then when he was dating a white woman as as an Indian. And so, times were so different back then. And I think that he found his space with like-minded individuals. So that's why he started the church. And it was the Church of Christ. And he was really passionate about it and did a lot of great things for a lot of people. And, my mom growing up in a church like that, it really brought her some full spirit. So she actually was really close with a girl there. Her name was Keisha. So she's like, when I have a daughter, I'm going to name her Keisha. So that was supposed to be my name. But yeah, they went with my brother's name is Carrie. So he wanted to name me. So he named me Kara. And then Kara in Spanish is face, and in Indian, which my grandfather told me was expensive. So I don't know where those two come into play, but expensive face is the whole gamut there. My mom said also lived in North Carolina and was a pastor of a French church there. Nice. Too, around the same time in the 50s. Okay. Yeah, because I think he stopped preaching in, I want to say in maybe the late 40s. Maybe the late 40s. Wait, 40? No, it might have gone in through the 50s. It might have gone in through the 50s. Now I come to think of it. Because there's 5 of them. My mom's the oldest. So I'm just trying to put the years together and see when because I know that he was still preaching when they had my mom. So yeah, it was probably into the 40s, maybe early 50s when he stopped there. But I don't even know if the church is still, I'm sure it's still going on. It was a small church, but it doesn't matter the size. They would pack that puppy out and it would be so alive, my mom said. She said you could walk in and just feel the Holy Spirit. And they do. They get it's so much different now that, being Catholic and the ritual of things, which I do like. And I like, it being the original form of Catholicism and, Jesus's form of practicing, if you will. I do like the history that it has through the test of time, the Catholic. But it has gotten some flack. But, again, there's bad apples in every religious scenario. I mean, there's bad apples in anything, really. So you can't let the few spoil the many. But yeah, so I am gonna have to go and get ready for this live, you guys. I'm going to do we're doing doing beginner workouts. So the beginner workout is at 11. And then the advanced workout is going to be at 12 or 12:30. I have to see about the advanced today of when the guy is coming. I don't know if you caught the beginning of this, but We've got quite the torrential downpour in the cove, which is our garage. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see when the guy's coming to fix that today. So I might not have the live for the advanced or the intermediate, but I am gonna do the beginners. So it's still nasty outside. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it outside, but I will do it inside. And yep, so I'm gonna go get ready for that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bo, for coming, and thank you for sharing those things. And that's really cool. I'm really proud of, that side of you, that you stuck to it. You stuck to your guns, and you've come through some bad things, and you came out on the other side. That's a beautiful testament. And I don't know if you believe, if you're a believer, but I do think that we all have our angels to thank for a lot of ways of keeping us strong and protected and powerful, because, there are many things that can break you down in life, and you have to give some thanks to those that are protecting you that can't be seen. So thanks for joining. I will see you guys in the morning if I don't see you at the workouts in less than 30 minutes. All right. Bye. Thanks, Bo. See ya. This is